Hello everyone, especially the class 12 students studying NCERT book. Now I have come up today with the poem And Jennifer's Tiger. I am Harpreet Kaur from English Frog Club and I welcome you all to the explanation lesson of the poem And Jennifer's Tiger from the book NCERT Flamingo. Let us proceed without any delay. So let's have a look at the title of the poem first of all. The title says And Jennifer's Tigers. So this apostrophe S tells us that something is being talked about that is related to someone. So the tigers are being created by And Jennifer, and the heading of the poem is And Jennifer's Tiger. Let us proceed further and look how many stanzas, what the poem is, what the poem consists of, how many stanzas are there in the poem. So the poem has 3 stanzas, first one, second one and the third one. So let us explore stanza number 1 first of all, word by word, and let us understand what the poet Adrenaline Rich wishes to tell us from this poem, that is the title, that is titled And Jennifer's Tigers. So the poet here says that And Jennifer's tigers prance across the screen, bright to pass denizens of the world of green. They do not fear the men beneath the tree. They pace in sleek chivalric certainty. Here in this first stanza, we are getting the description of the tigers that is made by And Jennifer. And Jennifer's tigers, the tigers that are made by And Jennifer's prance across the screen. That means they move across the screen, they walk in a certainty. Now what is a screen here? Screen is can be a wall or some tapestry where ant is making these animals. It is some tapestry there where ant is making the animals. Okay. So further the poet says, bright to pass denizens of a world of green, of a world of green. The poet is not telling us of a particular, world of green. So what is world of green? We find greenery in the forest, and we also know that the tigers live in forest. So here a world of green is some forest. Okay. So now bright topaz denizens. Topaz is a precious stone that is golden yellow in color, and the poet here is describing the color of the tiger, to whom she is calling denizen. Denizen is the inhabitant or someone who is living at a place. So she says that the tigers, which are generally the inhabitants of a forest and they are bright yellow in color, though that kind of tiger is been made by And Jennifer on a wall or a tapestry. They do not fear the men beneath the tree. So they is used here for the tigers. The tigers that are made by And Jennifer's and the other tigers also, they do not fear the men beneath the tree. They are unafraid. They are not afraid or anybody. They pace in sleek chivalric certainty. Now chivalric is bravery. So certainty in a particular way. So there is a particular, pace means to move. Particular moving trait of the tigers here, that is the poet is talking about. The poet is conveying here that the tigers are not real. They are the image created on the screen, and they also represents the dreams of And Jennifer. As And Jennifer, she is dreaming of a life that is full of freedom, that is full of where she need not to be afraid of anybody. So this particular aspect, if we go beneath the literal meaning of the lines, we infer the meaning. We can infer that And Jennifer is creating certain things that is opposite to her personality. In the next stanzas, we'll come to know that why we are talking about that she has created something that is opposite to her personality, what kind of personality she has, we'll be reading in the next stanza, where the poet is telling us about Aunt Jennifer's character. In the first stanza, the character of the tigers are revealed, and in the second stanza, the character of Aunt Jennifer will be revealed. Now let us move to the second stanza. Aunt Jennifer's fingers fluttering through her wool find even the ivory needle hard to pull. The massive weight of Uncle's wedding band sits heavily upon Aunt Jennifer's hand. So here the poet is saying that while making these tigers, she is making the tigers with help of wool. That means she is embroidering the tiger on a surface, on some cloth, on with the help of wool. So her fingers are fluttering. Fingers fluttering are representing her weak, that she is weak, and she is also the fingers flutter because we also say that it also represents the nervousness, that someone is nervous. The fingers also represent this. So because of being nervous, because of not being confident, and Jennifer is a little old also, she is weak also, her fingers are fluttering through the wools. That means fluttering means trembling. So while doing this embroidery work, her fingers are trembling. Her fingers are not stable. It's very easy to pull the needle out of a cloth, but this very simple work, she finds it very difficult to do. Finds even the ivory needle hard to pull. So it is really difficult for her to pull the ivory needle out of the cloth. Why so? That is been described in these next lines. The massive weight of Uncle's wedding band. Uncle's wedding band. Now wedding band, here it is the ring that she is wearing, that represents that she is married now and she is under the control of her husband. Why? This marriage is a very happy moment, and for Aunt Jennifer this happiness cannot be derived from the marriage, and that is why she is feeling that the weight of the ring is quite heavy on her soul and sits heavily upon Aunt Jennifer's hand. So this represents the hidden meaning in this stanza. The meaning that can be inferred is that Aunt Jennifer is suffering from an unhappy marriage where she is being oppressed by her husband. She has to obey her husband and she is really afraid of her husband, and that is why the weight of the ring that seems to be very heavy for her. It is a metaphorical meaning that she is unhappy because of the wedding. Now let us move further to the third stanza. When Aunt is dead, her terrified hands will lie still ringed with ordeals she was mastered by. The tigers in the panel that she made will go on prancing, proud and unafraid. So what is being talked about in this stanza here? Some kind of prediction is there. Now the poet is predicting the state of Aunt Jennifer after her death. What the poet wants to say that it is a sad truth which is revealed by the poet here, that the lady was under domination in her marriage, and this can be clearly visible even when she would be dead. Her terrified hands will lie still wrenched with ordeals she was mastered by. Look at these wordings. She was mastered by. She was mastered by the ordeals that her husband was dominating, and so she had to undergo mental and physical trauma that will be visible even after her death. So her life story would be revealed through her hands when she will be dying. Now what will happen to the tigers in the future? When Aunt will be dead, the tigers in the panel that she made will go on prancing, proud and unafraid. So ant will be dying in future, but the tigers will be still alive and they will be fearless, moving in a proud and fearless manner. Here the poet wants to say one more thing. One thing more can be inferred from here, that the poet here stresses the immortality of the artwork, that humans are mortal and Jennifer is mortal, she can die, but the artwork that is made by her, the work of art in the form of the tigers that she made on the tapestry on the screen, and that will be remaining for a longer time. It will be long lasting than Aunt Jennifer's life. So here through this one more thing can be inferred, that even the tigers, now here tigers is also symbolic to the patriarchal society, the males that are dominating females because they are in the marriage with them, and females are made to obey whatever is said by the husband, and so they are mastered by. Here the sad truth of the patriarchal society, that the females are under the control of the males and they feel so suppressed that the ordinary work like artwork, it becomes really difficult for them to do. They are not free to do these things, and they yearn for freedom also. In the form of a tiger that she is making in the work of art on the screen, she is embroidering with the wool, also represents that she wants to be fearless like a tiger. There is a opposite character between the tiger and Aunt Jennifer. Aunt Jennifer is submissive. The tiger are fearless. Aunt Jennifer is afraid of her husband, but the tiger is not even afraid of the man that is standing beneath the tree. So here the poet is expressing the plight of a woman who is not who is not in the bond of a happy marriage, and who is been suppressed because of the marriage rituals. She has to undergo certain physical and mental trauma. So this is all in this poem, and I hope that you have understood it well. And next we will be meeting in the next video, where I will be explaining the literary devices and a few question answers related to the poem. Till then, just keep studying. Term 2 is very important for everyone now, and it is subjective, so start preparing your lessons by writing a little bit, making notes of the things, so you would be becoming habitual of writing, and that will be a great help for all of you in the examination. That's all for today's lesson. Let's meet in the next lesson. Bye for now.